everyone, this is me Khyati Maheshwari and you're watching my channel Chartered Logics by Khyati Maheshwari, and this is going to be my first video for CA Inter. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to it and press that bell icon so that you can get notified whenever a new video comes. So this is going to be 90% English video. And without wasting any further time, as it is the first lecture for CA Inter Law. Okay. We are at the chapter number 1, that is the preliminary and the basic of company law. Okay. So in this lecture, I'm going to provide some basic information about company law. This is going to be a very interesting and very important subject for your curriculum, that is law, because it is the basic for your CA final also. So you have to pay very sincere attention towards it. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 main topics of your chapter number 1, that is what is company, characteristics of a company, and lifting of corporate wheel. I try to explain each and every concept in detail. Okay, let us start with the first topic, that is company. Now, what is company? It is given under section 2 subclause 67. Now, I give you a little bit information about interpreting the law. That is, whenever a section comes like section 2, section 3, section 6, and in bracket some more numbers come, like I will take 1, 1 and 1. Here we call it as section 3 subsection 1. Here we call it section 6 subsection 1, but at 2 we call it section 2 subclause 1. Why? Because in section 2, normally in any act you will study further will be of definitions. Okay, this will be of definitions. So we call it as section 2 subclause 1. Okay, I hope you got that point. Now, company given. This definition of company is given in section 2. Whenever a definition comes, it will always come in section 2. Okay. Section 2 clause 67, and in this it is given that company means a company. Company means a company which is incorporated, means which is formed under this act. Under this act means in which section ये एक्ट कौन सा है जिसके अंदर ये सेक्शंस लिखे हुए हैं. ये एक्ट है कंपनीज एक्ट 2013. This is the act, Companies Act 2013. So a company which is formed under Companies Act 2013, that is, it is registered as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013 or any other previous company law. That means before 2013 we have another companies law like Companies Act 1958. Okay, so if a company is also incorporated under this act or this act, it is always known as company. So company means a company which is incorporated under this act or any other previous company law. I hope you got it, and you have to remember it always, because it's so simple. Company means a company which is incorporated under this act or any other previous company law. Okay, now let us move to our second topic, that is the characteristics of company. What are the characteristics of the company? That firstly, it is incorporated association. That means we have to make its incorporation. We have to make it registered. After making it registered, it become in existence. That is, we have to fill any formalities. We have to do any formalities, and then we have formed it as association. That is, we have to incorporate that company. Okay, so it is an incorporated association. It is not a birth like humans and animals, etc., but it is incorporated by humans. Okay, it is formed by humans. It is has artificial judicial person. Company is also a person. How company is considered as a person? Because company is like an artificial person. It is like an artificial person. He is in the existence, and other all its management and its members that give its funds or will manage it are separate. They both are separated. Okay, they both are separated. So this company is an artificial person. Okay, so we called it an artificial person. The company is an artificial person. And judicial, why judicial? Because it is formed by any judicial act. It is formed under act, so we called it as judicial. So company is an artificial judicial person. Coming on to the third characteristic, it is separate legal entity. sorry guys. It is a separate legal entity. That is, the company has a separate legal entity of its members or its directors. Members are the person that gives their money, and the board of directors or directors are the person that manage the company. Okay, they both have their own powers for the company, but the company has separate legal entities than these both, because company once the company is formed, then all the properties, all the papers, etc., are in the name of the company itself, not in the name of their members or the directors. I hope you understand this point. So the company is this both are interconnected. Actually, the characteristics of the company are almost interconnected with each other. Now let us move on to the fourth topic, fourth characteristics of the company, which is the perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means it keeps on going. Like suppose Mr. A, B and C formed a company known as ABC Limited. Okay, they form a company known as ABC Limited. Now what happened is Mr. ABC had met an accident and died. Now their children's, suppose DEF, is now in the company. Okay, they are managing the company. So the members may go or the directors may go or come, but the company keeps on existent irrespective of their members. Even if the DEF doesn't manage the company, no one is managing the company is still in the existence. That means the company keeps on its existence. The company has its perpetual succession. Okay, it has its infinite life until it is dissolved or got wind up by the act of law. It is formed by an act of law and it is dissolved, it got died by the act of law only. Okay, now let us move on to the next characteristics, which is the limited liability. Limited liability means company or its members are both different persons. Okay, the company borrow 50 crore rupees. The company borrow 50 crore rupees. Now the liability of the members are limited up to the amount they given to the company, suppose 20 crore rupees only. Now if the company is unable to pay their debts, the members will not be liable for any further liability. So the liability of the members or the directors are limited if there doesn't have any fraud in the company. Okay, now common seal. Common seal means the company have their own seal. Like I have my own signature. It is an artificial person, it is a separate person, so it have its own signature. Its signature means its common seal. Okay, the company has its own common seal. Now transfer of shares. The members, suppose Mr. A, B and C doesn't die but they retire and they transfer their share to their legal representative. So the member can transfer their shares. Okay, they transfer their ownership, but it doesn't affect the separate legal entity or the perpetual succession of the company, because company is a separate person and whosoever is managing the company is a different person. Okay, I hope you got that point. Now separate ownership from management. It has a separate ownership from management. I have already told it several times that the person that they are managing the company is always separated. They both, all the characteristics are interconnected with each other. Now they have separate property. Same thing. If it is another person, it has separate ownership. It is a separate person. That it means a separate property can also be held by the company on its own name. Company ABC Limited can have its own office. Suppose it as a company. Suppose this is a person, okay, and he can have his own signature, his own separate property. The ownership of this company or this artificial judicial person is separated from its management, whosoever is managing. Suppose this is a servant and this is the boss, but the boss is not liable for it. Okay, by this example you can easily understand and this concept of characteristics of company, and they have the separate legal entity. Also, there is a case, Salmon versus Salmon and Company case. I am going to take this case in another video, okay, upcoming video, because it is a very big case and also it is come in your final exams, okay, and for inter also it is very much important. So separate legal entity or any characteristics of the company, you can mention Salmon versus Salmon and Company case. Actually Salmon is a person and Salmon is a company of his own company, but the management of the company is separated from the company, okay. It is based on this provision, this characteristics of company, okay. Now let us move on to the last topic of today's lecture, which is lifting of corporate veil. Lifting of corporate veil. Here suppose this is the company and there is a veil. Veil means parda, curtain, okay. This is a veil from which the company and its shareholder or management or whosoever is managing the company, it's got separated. The company is a separate person and their management is a separate person. But if the manager is doing something wrong, like they are directing of fraud, they are abusing this separate legal entity, they are having drugs market, they are importing drugs in the name of the company and say that this is not done by us, this is done by company, as the company has a separate legal entity, this is a separate person, I am not doing it. But in this case the corporate veil got lifted up, okay. This curtain is got lifted up by the court and they see the real person behind it, okay, and they got punished because they are the actual persons who are doing this affairs, who are the managers of the company, who direct the company and do all the works for the company, okay. Now let us read it. Separate legal entity. It is based on the principle of separate legal entity, okay. All the directors and the members take the decisions behind the veil, behind the curtain, and it is considered as a decision of the company because the company has been treated as a separate legal entity, okay. Therefore, fraudulent intention to misuse the veil, the curtain of corporate entity of the company, in such a case the veil will be removed, the curtain will be removed by the court, and the person responsible for the fraud, that is the management or the members of the company, shall be penalized and held personally liable, in this case, even if their liability is limited up to 20 crores, but they have to pay the 50 crore rupees as a penalty, as they are now personally liable. Same in the case of partnership. I hope you got my points. I try to cover everything which is possible on my side. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more such updates, and do comment down below if you're liking this type of video, and I'm keep on updating this kind of videos for you. This is lecture 1 for chapter number 1 for inter law. I hope you like it.